So this is the Office of Adult Learner and Veteran Services. It's in the Laurie Student Center on the second floor in room 195. And it's right next to the atrium that looks out over the bus entrance. So if you know where this lobby is, then you can find your way to Adult Learner Veteran Services.
I'm not sure what area of social work I want to go into, but I know that I enjoy working with other people, so maybe youth and crime, maybe veterans with disabilities, being that I've got a disability and I'm a veteran, so I've got some in. Finished high school when I was 15. I didn't graduate. I went straight into the military. I did that for 10 years, and then I got discharged, medically discharged from the military, and decided to go back to school and educate myself if it's possible.
What branch of the service were you in?
Army.
What are you studying?
I'm studying computer information systems and marketing.
What do you want to do with that?
Not sure yet. I think database management, mostly like business improvement and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, a master's in anthropology.
Do you mind my asking how old you are?
58.
58. And what's your goal in getting your degree?
Get my degree and get out and go back to work.
What are you going to do?
Either go back to work for a federal agency, as I did before, as an archaeologist, or work for a natural resources group. If I'm addressing typical undergraduates, let's say 18 to 22-year-olds, you know, you've got another 50, 60 years in front of you. And it's not just a matter of coming in, getting your degree, and getting out, and like I said earlier, getting back on the gravy train. You're going to find that you're going to have to come back to an academic environment, whether continuing education or in pursuit of a graduate degree or another degree at some future point. You know, so why not lay the framework now to have that support for you 10 years down the road?
I understand that you're a veteran.
I am. I served in the Army Special Forces for 6 years, and I got out of March of this year, March of 2010, and just kind of enjoyed the summer and went to school, started school in August.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about your service in the Army? Were you stationed overseas?
I was stationed in Fort Carson, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and then also I did 3 tours to Iraq, 1 to the Republic of Georgia, and then 1 to the Republic of Kosovo.
And so what brought you back to school?
I always wanted to be a history teacher, and that's what I'm going
Why
for
are you
now.
studying Chinese?
Well, I have 10 grandkids, and 2 of them are grandkids that are coming to learn Chinese in a Chinese family. My son married a Chinese gal, and the kids are growing up to be bilingual, studying English and Chinese. So I want to be able to talk with them in Chinese and to write them letters.
Well, I'm 32. I am a mother to 2 small13 I have a 5-year-old and a soon-to-be 3-year-old. And I'm back at school after having been gone for 13 years.
What are you in school for?
I'm currently an English major. I'm hoping ultimately to teach at the university level, so I've got a lot more. My daughter doesn't say if I go to college, she says when I go to college. That couldn't be any bigger. I wrote an essay actually about what I was going to teach my kids about going to college. But I'm the first generation in my family to be getting a college degree. And so that's not going to be their experience. And I know sometimes they're watching me do homework when they'd rather jump on my bed. But they're learning by my example. And I think that that's a big blessing. I bring my kids to campus a lot. That's another thing that I get from this lounge. Because of the events that they sponsor, I was able to take my kids to CSU Day at the Corn Maze. I'm able to take them to see a movie that's new and give them dinner and a movie and popcorn and that kind of thing, when I don't have the budget to just go do that at the regular movie theater. That's just not worked into the financial aid equation.
Yeah.
So I think about that kind of thing a lot. You know, my kids dressed up for Halloween as Cam the Ram and a CSU cheerleader, and they're proud of the fact
The thing
that
about education is that it's going to help you in your life, and it's going to have you be a role model, not only for your children, but for your grandchildren. That if they see that you are continuing in education and you're making the steps to learn and to encourage your development yourself, your own development, then they then will see that education is important. Because a lot of times kids don't see that education is important. They don't see that until they get out and find that they're not getting as much money in a job that they should have.